What's good, y'all? T in this thing. Today I'm showing you 5 Premiere Pro tips. Let's get it. Alright, so these tips, some of them you may or may not be familiar with, but I'm going to go ahead and show you to make editing just a little bit more easy for you. Okay, so the first one is the snap in timeline, or the magnet tool is what I call it. So basically, if you have it enabled right here, like if you want to drag it back, it's gonna snap in, so snap right together. Or if you turn it off, then it's basically going to give you the freedom to move it anywhere. So that's not just music clips, that's any clip. So now that it's turned off, you can kind of just drag it and you'll see it doesn't snap anymore. So same thing with a video clip. Since it's turned off, it won't snap. You can kind of just drag it wherever you want. And then if you turn it back on, it's going to snap to the clip in front of it or behind it, whatever you're dragging it to. Alright, tip 2 is the full screen view. So if you are editing in Premiere Pro and maybe you have a timeline that's a little long, you're trying to drag it and see, and you're just trying to view different items, you can view different screens in full picture mode. And all you do is click the little squiggly on your keyboard, the little thing that kind of looks like a mustache, and it will make things a lot larger. Obviously, it will bring it to full screen. And then to get out of full screen, you just click it again. Alright, tip number 3 is the easy scroll. So this one is basically if you've been editing a lot and you have a long timeline, sometimes it can jump to one page after it gets to the end and then just jump to the next section. But the way I have it is it just kind of like easy scrolls or smooth scrolls, and that's what I'm going to show you. So you'll go at the top and click on Premiere Pro, then go to Preferences, and then down to Timeline. And then it will be right here, Timeline, Playback, Auto Scrolling, and then just make sure it's on Smooth Scroll, click OK. So now when you start to play a section, it will smooth scroll your timeline instead of just kind of jumping. Alright, tip number 4 is adjustment layers. So I've been using adjustment layers for effects, but mainly for like color correcting and color grading, because I used to do it on the clips itself, but when you have like a big batch or like a whole bunch of cuts and you didn't, color grade before you started editing and everything like that, it gets a little tedious. So I do everything on adjustment layers now, and you can stack them. So if you don't know how to add an adjustment layer, you just go down here to add new item, click on it, and adjustment layer, and then you can, change your settings from there, whatever it is, and then pretty much from there, just drag and drop. And if you are like me and you want to do multiple adjustment layers for either effects or color grading or anything like that, you don't have to keep adding new adjustment layers to your bin. You just can pretty much drag the same one that you added in the first place to your timeline, because the effects that you've added on to your adjustment layer in the timeline itself, it doesn't affect the adjustment layer, so you're good. Alright, now the last tip number 5, if you've ever wanted to use like the beep with the colors and everything like that, and if you've ever tried to go find it and download it, you don't have to do that no more because it's actually in Premiere. Same thing, you just go to add new item and it will be HD bars and tones. Just click on that, and then again you can set your settings for whatever your sequence is and everything like that. Click OK, and then just drag it to your timeline. And then from there, you have the bars and the tones and everything like that, and it also does play with the beep, so you don't have to go try to find a free beep sound or a beep or anything like that. Right there for you. But alright y'all, that was just the 5 quick tips for Premiere Pro. Hope it helps you out just a little bit to make your editing experience a little less long. But alright y'all, don't forget to do all the things, the liking, the subscribing, the commenting. I'm out.